Welcome to Cooking with Kitties. This is Arthur. Sleepy Arthur, to be exact.
Yeah, my name is Tom, and I'm the proud daddy to two beautiful kitties.
There's
Hey,
one.
guy, you found something? Whoosh, whoosh. I'm not a kitty, but I'm here anyway. And what we're going to be cooking today are some beautiful slow-cooked beef short ribs. There are two things I really, really love about this dish. The first of them is that it's cheap. This is a phenomenally tasty, flavoursome cut of meat, but it comes in with bone-in. It comes in. Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to do the whole thing again, aren't I?
Don't swear. Hello.
And the second is that once the initial preparation is done, it's actually really, really easy, and timing is absolutely not an issue. You can get these done early in the afternoon, put them on to cook for a few hours, and then just basically leave them there simmering on a low heat until, let's say, your guests arrive if you're having a dinner party. And that means you're free to entertain, to meet and greet, have a drink, and then just whack them out at the very last minute. So I'm not going to go through absolutely every single thing we're going to be using here, but just to start off with, we've got some chopped onion, some diced garlic, some diced carrots, and some quartered chestnut mushroom. So what we have here is about a kilo of beef short rib, bone in. We've got these fabulous chunky pieces of meat, all resting on the rib bone which is still attached to the meat. They cook in the pan on the rib bone, and that gives them an incredible amount of flavour. It really adds a lot to the richness and depth of the sauce that we're going to be making. To start with these basics. Basics are pretty straightforward. So far, so good. Just a bit of make sure the meat's patted dry first. Get them nicely covered in that salt and that pepper.
So tell me, Tom, have you cooked this dish before?
I have. I've cooked this dish, I think, just the once before. Yeah, and it turned out really, really well. So I was inspired by a good friend of ours who had us over for a flat warming party. Cooked this among many other dishes, and it was simply mind blowing.
Is that Matthew?
That was Matthew. Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Matthew. So here we are having another go at ourselves. So following up the salt and pepper on the beef with just a fairly light dusting of flour. Any flour will do. Just get them nice and coated in that. So this helps the texture of the beef, helps us get a good sear on it, right? And most importantly, it adds some thickness and some depth and body. Basically thickens out the sauce that we're going to be making and cooking these in.
So Tom, in terms of difficulty, how skillful do you need to be as a chef to be able to make this dish, do you think?
You have to be as skillful as me, which is not very skillful.
I agree.
So you agree? You can't say that. You can't cut it out. It's really very straightforward, very simple. Doesn't require any complex or sophisticated techniques. Doesn't require any special equipment. I mean, basically all we're going to be using is one thick, heavy pan. Okay, so what we've got here is a big, heavy casserole dish. We're just heating a good glug of olive oil in the bottom there. Get the oil nice and hot, and then we're going to go in with the ribs.
Ooh, looks good.
Okay, so this should be on a high heat. I've gone in with a pan that's slightly too cold here. But in a few seconds you'll see they'll start to really sizzle and start to sear. So what we're doing here, we're not actually cooking the ribs all the way through. That's going to take a long time. We're just putting them in for maybe 2 minutes aside, just to get a nice good sear on the outside, just to brown the outside of the meat and have some real flavour.
So what are you doing over there?
What am I doing over there? I'm just preparing some beef stock.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do basically is we're going to sear the meat in the pan just for a few minutes, just to get it nice and brown. Then we take it out, we're going to start sauteing the garlic and the onion and the vegetables just to get them ready, get some colour on them. And then we'll go back into the beef, some red wine, some beef stock, and this basically is going to form the basis of the sauce that we cook it in. And friends here, hello, Mark.
Beautiful boy. Beautiful boy.
Okay, so these ribs have had about 5 minutes of stewing now. As you can see, they've got a really, really beautiful golden brown sear on them. And that means two things. Firstly, the meat and the fat caramelising on the surface of the meat. That's going to add some real incredible flavour. Yeah, searing of the beef does two things. Firstly, it makes the beef itself, or that piece of meat, much more flavoursome because the meat on the surface is caramelised, and that gives it incredible flavour. But also, bits of that caramelised meat have fallen off. These basically slightly burnt chunks of meat. Something to gather there, you can see it at the bottom of the pan. That's called the fond, the basically burnt meat, burnt stuff in the bottom of the pan. And that is going to be reabsorbed. We're going to deglaze, we're going to reabsorb that into the sauce that we cook those beef shortcuts in. That's going to add incredible flavour, not just to the meat, but also to the sauce we're serving with. Okay, so now we're going to take that pan, maybe add just a little bit more oil to replace some oil that's been soaked up by the beef. And we are going to go in on a pretty medium heat with our chopped garlic. Not for long, just for, I'm going to say 30 seconds, just the garlic, just to get it sizzling away, get some flavour coming out of it. What we want to do is avoid colour. We don't want to burn the garlic, we don't want to get it colouring going brown. We just want to sizzle it for a bit, just for a few seconds to start to release that flavour. FYI, I'm using about, I don't think I actually counted, but I'm using about 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in here.
I love using garlic.
I love using garlic. Kitties love garlic. And after about 30 seconds, I am whacking in the onion. Yeah, that is the onion. Sorry, I confused the onion and the carrot. This one is a carrot. And the quartered dried chestnut mustard. So get all that in there, just going to give it a good stir, get it swimming around, get it cooking. And we're just going to put this in for a few minutes just to sweat, basically. Sweat the onions and start to loosen up and to soften the vegetables. So we don't want to burn these, we don't want them cooking on a high heat. We just want to get some heat in them, get some oil on them. Start to soften them up a little bit, ready for the rest of the dish. Okay, so we've been cooking for about 3 or 4 minutes now, just lightly frying these vegetables, stirring them around. They're starting to soften up, starting to get a bit looser. And there's some real aroma, real fragrance coming out, especially from the garlic. It smells delicious. So what we're going to do now, just before I put the beef in, I'm going to take a huge tomato puree, and I'm going to squirt a good amount of this in. And this just adds some, again, a bit more body, a bit more colour, a bit more depth and richness to the flavour of the sauce. I'm going to squirt that in. Squirt that in and then just stir around for maybe 30 seconds. Just kind of get it integrated with the rest of the vegetables, wake it up basically, let it breathe a bit. Some flavours being released, flavour from the garlic, tomatoes. It's all starting to come out with a nice soft bed of vegetables there. And then in go the reason why we're all here. Just whack those beef short ribs back in there. And now we're going to go in with a large glass of red wine. Nothing too expensive, nothing, no fancy fine wine, but something good, something decent, drinkable.
Ooh.
This, if you're interested, is an organic Primitivo from Puglia. Put some flavour in the wine. £10 a bottle. Okay, well, that was a very small bottle, but a standard bottle would be about £8. That's sterling. That's yeah, pretty full-bodied with really good concentrated dark fruit flavours. So we're going to whack that in and then just leave it to reduce by about half. So we want to cut off the alcohol, reduce the volume of the wine, and really get it distilled down to this really concentrated flavour liquid. Okay, so we fast forward a few minutes. Wine in there has been simmering down. It's reduced by about half, and now it's time to go in with the beef stock. So I don't quite know how much beef stock is. Can I ladle that in? This is not a very smooth process. In we go with the rest. Yeah, and that is perfect. I want enough stock just to just about cover, or almost cover, those ribs. And this is going to be the foundation of the sauce that this is going to be, this stock is what we're going to cook the beef short ribs in, and this is going to be the foundation of the sauce that we make. So if we're making here in the pan with the beef, it's really a one-pot dish. And I'll follow up the beef stock where we do dried bay leaves. Fresh would be better. I'm using dried, and a little bit of dried rosemary. It's got really nice, earthy, woody flavour here, so well. You just wait for that to come to the boil. And then the next step is a very simple one. Lid on, heat down, and that's it for about 3 hours.
3 hours? Well, we're going to have dinner, honey.
Well, you were late back from lunch, weren't you, huh? Hello, and welcome to Cooking with Kitty. Cooking with Kitties.
Should we just use that as our name? The name?
Yeah, why?
What was that? That was a good job. Okay, start.
Okay, so I'm not a kitty, but I'm here anyway. No.
Look into the camera.
Like,
It's okay.
I feel nervous.
Don't worry.
I feel like Leon now. I'm just
Come
walking.
on!
Right. Well, I'm not. No.
It's okay. Okay, you're off.
Okay, so we get that stock and that wine simmering nicely. You get the beef short nearly covered. And then the next step is a very simple one. Lid on, heat down, and that's it for about 3 hours.
3 hours? Well, we're going to have dinner, honey.
Well, you were late back from lunch, weren't you, huh? Right, so it's been 3 hours. The beef short ribs have been very nicely cooked, really tender, falling off the bone. Sauce has been reduced to a good thickness. So we're about to dish up. We'll be serving them on a bed of red camargue and wild rice with a side of some carbonara nero, which I've just steamed in the background.
Ooh.
And I think you can see, as I dish these up, just how tender they are and how easily the meat is just sliding off and falling apart.
What do you think about the dish?
It's really rich, really flavoursome. Really, really thick sauce, and the tomato really comes out, the wine really comes out, and you've got that really, really deep meaty flavour from the beef that's been cooking in there for hours as well. Now I have to admit, I got a little bit worried during filming this might not turn out quite as well as the last time we'd done it. And in particular, I was a bit worried about the texture and the tenderness of the beef, but actually that is so, so tender. Just really comes apart in your mouth. So flavoursome. I'm being told to show this to the camera now, so
yes,
here you are.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
And bon appetit to you, my love.
Thank you.
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed watching. We hope you're inspired to try your own beef short ribs. And if you want to watch more videos of us drinking gin, playing with our cats, and cooking increasingly less amateur recipes, then please do subscribe to the channel on the link below, and we will see you next time.